All right, look, on my channel, we get straight to the content. So I'm out for a walk, you know what I'm saying, listening to the newest episode of Joe Budden's podcast. Yo, I'm coming to a realization that I might have to stop listening to the podcast, bro. I'm not going to lie to y'all. So I used to listen to Joe Rogan a lot, right? Especially during the pandemic. There's like a couple other podcasts, I'm not going to name them all, but I used to listen to them a lot. And I listened to Joe Buddens for years, even before the pandemic, I believe. But it comes a point where these guys just get annoying, or they get grouchy, or you're like, oh, I actually don't like, as you get to know your favorite entertainer or your favorite podcaster more, you get like, actually, I don't agree with nothing this person has to say or stands for. So I've been cut off Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan went on a crazy Republican, quote unquote, conservative wave, and I couldn't deal with it. I'm starting to feel, and like I said, it's a couple other podcasters that I fell off with. I'm starting to get like that with the Joe Budden's podcast. I still love Joe Budden's take on stuff. I still love the podcast, right? I am a Ish supporter. I like Ish. I can't listen to Ish and Queen's Flip talk about street shit anymore. It's just too annoying. And I can't listen to Marc Lamont Hill talk anymore about anything, bro. And the problem is, you can see the change of the Joe Budden's direction. You can see where they're pivoting. And it's because Marc Lamont Hill bought this black educated, quote unquote, educated fan base. And they are annoying in the comments. They make everything unfun. I hate to say it like that. It is what it is. They make shit corny. I'm not it's not, you can be cool and be black and be educated, of course. Yo, that college fraternity, sorority demographic of the Joe Budden's podcast, and now you have that demographic in the podcast, it fucking sucks. Marc Lamont Hill sucks. And today was my breaking point. I'm listening to him talk about the PJ Washington and Brittany Renner thing. Now, none of them are actually doing a good job, right? But it's the fact, it's like, Mark, out of all the women to defend, you gonna defend Brittany Renner? She was fucking on Kevin Gates. She over there sitting on Charleston White. He got a loose eye sitting on his lap. She Muslim. Then she not Muslim. She's a mess. It's multiple videos of her drunk. This is while her child is born, drunk, sloppy drunk. And you coming at PJ Washington because the baby's crying. Yo, it's disturbing. Marc Lamont Hill is a weird, and then you got this is for degenerate Joe Budden's fans. Marc Lamont Hill, didn't he just discover one of his kids? Why is he talking about what PJ Washington's son is doing? Wait, Marc Lamont Hill, don't he got a half Puerto Rican son that don't even speak English like that? I could have sworn on the episode he said his kid was gone for mad long or something like that. Why would Marc Lamont Hill be speaking on PJ Washington? PJ Washington just recently got a $90 million contract. First of all, the pod don't even mention that. He's very successful, and at least he's coming and showing up to get his son. My kids, when they was young, they didn't want to deal with me because I was the disciplinary person, in the relationship, when I wasn't with my baby mom type shit. So they know when they came with me, it was going to be structured. It wasn't just going to be sitting there and shit like that. And guess what? Sometimes dads don't feel like doing shit because we got to be the ones out there chasing the chicken. But for Marc Lamont Hill to take Brittany Renner's side and just him speaking on fathers in general, yo, bro, you just found, I could have swore, y'all got to let me know in the comments. I could have swore he just recently got in touch with one of his kids. And now his kid's I can't take it. Yo, Marc Lamont Hill, Melissa Ford, the black educated fan base, they are insufferable on the podcast, bro. They're insufferable in the comments, bro. They not it's crazy because fans like me, fans like you probably, we've been listening to Joe Budden's, not just the Joe Budden's podcast. We've been listening to Joe Budden's since Joe Budden's TV. So we actually fans. We actually been around and watched him build and helped him build by supporting him, shit like that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But now it's being handcuffed by Ian No, not handcuffed. It's being handicapped by Ian's goals. I don't think Ian's goals and Joe Budden's goals align. So you got Ian willing to do all this stuff because Ian wants to be seen in a higher light. Joe is already seen in a higher light. Joe could go on ESPN, CNN. He could go anywhere he wants. Ian wants some of that wave. And then Marc Lamont Hill never really had that wave. Now, granted, was Marc Lamont Hill on CNN and MSNBC and all that stuff? Yeah, but no one gave a fuck. That's what, it's people on TV all the time. Well, we don't watch the shit, so we don't know. So Marc Lamont Hill ain't that fucking guy. Like, you could go to his YouTube channel. His shit don't be popping like that. I'm not famous. I know my shit don't be popping like that, even though y'all went crazy on that Michael Parsons video. But, I'm just, it's just insufferable, bro. And I hate, I'm getting to the point where, when I'm doing these walks, or let's say I'm at the court shooting, or I'm just, at work chilling, listening to something, I'm running out of podcasts to listen to. I've been catching myself listening to way more audiobooks, and then sometimes repeated the audiobook than podcasts. During the episode, this current JBP episode, you got Joe Buddens and Ish talking about hip hop. So they're talking about Atlanta, and then they start talking about New York hip hop and New York this and New York that. Now, I have lived in South Jersey for a long time, so I'm gonna give you my perspective on everything. New York had rap on a chokehold. Whether it's the rappers, whether it's the DJs, whether it's the producers, for sure they did. New York was like a cultural melting pot for America. That's where all the immigrants came. New York has been popping forever. So a lot of businesses were already in New York and stuff like that. Yo, I think Joe Buddens and Ish don't understand. Outside of New York and North Jersey, nobody really gives a fuck about New York, bro. I lived in South Jersey my whole life. Never gave a fuck about New York people. I never, let's say they say New York people, when it came to fashion and stuff like that, yeah, they did shit. But a lot of it is just it's like on some high school shit. Yo, you think somebody cool and you're like, oh, they ain't been cool the whole time. I was just on some goofy shit. That's how we feel about New York. Not taking away nothing from the rappers, but their style. Why you think New York can't do shit now? Because you don't gotta be in New York to make it. The businesses are all over the country now. Or you don't need you don't need New York radios. You don't need New York Airways. My fault, something flew in my eye. You don't need a New York fan base. So the chokehold is over. But truth be told, most of us that don't come from New York and North Jersey, we kind of always thought New York niggas was fucking corny. I never gave a fuck about New York niggas. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't know how y'all feel in the comments. I never gave a fuck about New York. I never cared about, people know about a lot of shit in New York because of New York. It's been like that forever. Immigrants knew about New York, but for a good reason type shit. No one ever really cared about New York like that. I had somebody talk to me about the Rucker, but if you've been anywhere, you know you got Drew League, you got it's mad basketball leagues. In Philly, they had Sunny Hill League. Sunny Hill League was popping. No, it wasn't the Rucker, but for us, we didn't give up. We knew the best hoopers was at Sunny Hill League. In Camden, they had the Centerville basketball league. Didn't really give a fuck about New York like that. New York been overrated. And then they just keep trying to say oh, that New York wave is over. And see, Joe Buddens and Ish, they come from North Jersey. So I have heard Joe Buddens say derogatory shit about Camden and shit like that. Hey, yo. You North Jersey niggas are the goofiest part of New Jersey, bro. I'ma just keep it real with y'all. North Jersey has the goofiest group of black people out of the whole state. You know why? Because they gangbang. See, once you get to South Jersey, and some of y'all, listen, some of these places in South Jersey, they not really South Jersey. I'm really talking about Camden County. That's really South Jersey. The rest of the shit, I don't give a fuck how south it is. It's not really South Jersey. But once you get to North Jersey, these dudes are in gangs. You know how lame that is? You know how goofy it is that even on the pod today, Joe Budden's talking about Sue Surf. Yo, he's claiming a gang, a block in LA. North Jersey niggas been corny. New York niggas, They created Bloods and Crips because the Hispanic gangs was putting belt to ass. And instead of just being on some black shit, New York niggas took a New York route and was like, oh, we gotta be Bloods and Crips. And they read books written by Monster Cody, a Cali nigga. And that's how the Bloods and Crips and all that nonsense started in New York. Like, New York and North Jersey niggas is lame as fuck. They been lame as fuck, bro. I hate to tell y'all, bro. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be taking a break from the pod. The shit been kind of fucking weak. The Offset interview was good. It's really that Marc Lamont Hill dynamic. Like, having a break from Melissa Ford is good. It's really, really good. Like, it's been smooth. I need a Marc Lamont Hill break. And I know we're not going to get it. I need a Marc Lamont Hill break. Like, subscribe, turn notifications on. I'll be back again with a Cowboys video because y'all know the Cowboys play the Eagles tonight. So I'm going to have comments. All right, peace.